Now, this is what I believe. This is how I feel about this whole thing. I think that the next video is probably gonna be peekaboo or hey now, but I think that when we seen that image at the gas station, I think that something had. All right, man. Torture Talk After Hours. So, I had to catch up with my boy Jalopy here. So he does a breakdown of Kendrick Lamar's Luther video. If you want to see my breakdown, it is on my Torture Talk page, the big page. And we're gonna talk about this because there's certain things that he said in this video that I didn't catch in my video. So we're gonna get into this. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Torture Talk After Hours. You know what it is. Let's get it.
This video is about to get very surgical, so stay with me, all right? But I got a theory, okay? Now, there's a whole lot of theories going around. There's a whole lot of, and that's what I love about Kendrick Lamar's art, is it gets us thinking. Some of us gonna be wrong, some of us gonna be right. It is what it is. The fun part is trying to come to the conclusion of what he's trying to put out there. That's the point of the conversation, right? So I got a theory that based on everything that's been going on, I feel like makes the most sense. Okay? Now, in the Luther music video that just dropped today, I actually just did a
Now, it's certain things that I picked up after I watched the video a couple of times, right? And to expound on what he's saying, he's absolutely right. There's going to be things that you listening. Now, a lot of people didn't notice, but Kendrick Lamar has a gun in his hand right there. And I don't think a lot of people noticed that. And I have a theory on what that means and what this whole thing means. And I'll get into that. But we're going to let him talk some more. Let's go.
reaction after this video. Go check that out. There was this scene where it looks like a gate or door has been opened, right? And we're presented with the GNX and the red, there's a red cover over the GNX. Not only is there a red cover over the GNX, Kendrick Lamar is firing shots while standing next to the GNX. Okay? My initial thought was, okay, what this is telling me is this deluxe is about to uncover, and Kendrick Lamar is about to be sending heavy shots.
No, that's a great theory. That's a great theory that he's going to uncover the new GNX and he's going to be sending shots at everybody. That is a very good theory. I didn't think about that theory. I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all. I didn't think about that one, but that's a good theory. Keep it going.
That was my initial thought. But then I started thinking, okay, this is the same setup and the same look as the body snippet, okay? And what people don't forget about this body snippet is that this little part, like this little opening we see right here, is the same opening that we see, here. It's the same exact opening. But in this one, it actually opens up, okay? Now, when it opens up, we see two GNX. Kendrick Lamar gets out of one GNX, goes stand where the lighting is, and he looks up, which then shows us this side, okay? Now, the first thing.
Now, this is what I believe. This is how I feel about this whole thing. I think that the next video is probably going to be peekaboo or hey now, but I think that when we seen that image at the gas station, I think that something had. What I believe. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna say it at the end. I'm gonna say it all at the end. What I believe, so y'all can watch it, and then let's see.
The thing I'm getting is duality. Okay, one side of Kendrick Lamar, especially with the song, because he's talking about all these different things. The song feels uplifting. The lyrics feel uplifting, and then all of a sudden we switch to a different energy, and it's the same thing with him. He's in a different outfit, etc. Right? I think Kendrick Lamar is still, as always, playing with duality. But then we notice in the Luther video, Kendrick Lamar pulls up on SZA in a GNX. Okay? And SZA looks different as well. Different fit, etc. Alright? Now, this is my theory. I believe that from now on, the next few music videos we're about to see is going to tell a complete story. Okay? What I believe is those videos are then going to lead up to this. That's my theory. Okay?
I agree. And I have I'm gonna take it even more deeper than what he's saying. I think that I'm gonna take it a little bit more deeper than what he's saying. When towards the end of this video, but I agree. He cooking right now. Let's keep it going.
My theory is that what we're seeing right now is like a long series that's being dropped out of order. Okay? Because I believe that we will end up seeing the GNX uncovered in a music video before this video comes out. That's what I think. I think some of the conclusions are difficult to come to because we don't have all the details yet. I believe that Kendrick Lamar is attempting to tell a story through music videos. And why would that be crazy to think about, considering the first thing when they asked him for the Super Bowl performance, what is it that you're trying to do? What is it you're trying to pull off? What is it you're trying to boom, boom? He said storytelling. Okay?
I agree. And I said this on my other show. I definitely think that Kendrick Lamar is telling a big story, and it all relates to the GNX car, the Air Force Ones, everything that you can think of. It's all rolled into one. And everything's connected. So let's keep going.
GNX with songs like Reincarnated, Gloria, Heart Part 6, it's a lot of storytelling. Okay, and I think that with all the other elements of his art, he's going to continue to step into storytelling. Now, we understand that PG Lane is a multifaceted company that represents much more than hip-hop music. You see what I'm saying? I think he's combining all of these outlets into one. All right? I believe that this video is supposed to take place before this video. And this is a piece of the puzzle that Kendrick is putting out there that I think soon we'll be getting more videos that show us clips or moments that tie back in to this moment before it happens. And I think when all of those moments peak up together, this story or bodies will continue the story into a new album, into another era. Okay? Especially with the tour coming around, I think Kendrick Lamar is trying to do something that we haven't really seen like that before. Where
I agree. I definitely think that he is on to something, pushing this thing to another level, because if you think about it, there's a part at the Super Bowl where he said, and I don't think people caught this part. He said when he started doing the mustard on the beat, hold deep, bro. He said, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like blah. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't know what he's talking about. And you got preachers who are doing that part of the record. You really think I want to do it? He said, Then get on it like that. And he says, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding in the back like, blah. He's talking about a drive-by, right? That's what he's talking about. Verbally, I mean, not physically, but that's what he's talking about. And a lot of people are doing that part, and they don't even know that's what he's talking about, right? But I'm going to tell you how that's connected to this at the end. Let's keep it going.
Abundance of music videos are looking to tell an entire story. All right. Once again, I think this will be uncovered in a music video before this comes out. Okay? That's how I feel. All right. And I don't think it's far-fetched because Kendrick Lamar has been really leaning heavily into his storytelling as of recently. All right. And I also predict that we're just getting started. I think Kendrick Lamar is about to drop more music videos at a rapid rate in order to get this story off. Okay? And in order to dominate the market leading into the next album. I think that's what Kendrick is here trying to attempt. And I think his 4-year plan is tied around dominating the culture for 4 years. And I think that he's going to continue this ride, this wave upward into the next project, into the next situation. You see what I'm saying? The tour into another album that'll be eligible for the next Grammy nominations, right? So Grammy nominations for 2025 leading into Grammy nominations for 2026, which then leads into the movie coming out in 2026. I think it's all combined, which then potentially leads into a performance at the Olympics in 2028. Okay, I think it's all coming together right now. All right, and
this is gonna be amazing if he pulls this off. Like if he pulls this off, this is gonna be amazing. And I'm going to give him my theories. I have 2 theories of what I believe this is. So let's keep it going.
I think that this is a piece of story that we are getting to see. And that's why a lot of these scenes at the moment don't really make total sense yet, even though we made conclusions about them, okay? But that's what I think, and I'm open to being wrong. I feel like I'm correct, okay? And my theories are usually lead me to the right place. They're usually on point. This is where I'm at right now, all right? Also,
all right, so make sure y'all go check out Jalopy, man. You know what it is. Okay, so look, this is my theory. This is what I think. All right, so the first theory I think that in the music video, you see SZA going through the doors, right? And through those doors, she's going past the doors. Just so happens she lands on the door number 6, right? Door number 6. In fact, you know what? Let's just show this. So as you can see, this setup here is the exact same thing as the meme. And she goes through the doors. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then one she passed, so 6. So she got the 6 doors. So she goes to door number 6. So who's the 6th god? The 6th god. We already know who that is, right? Now, in that reflection of this meme here, you know what I'm saying? Where you go through the doors, the death goes through the doors. Now, the reason why I say that this is going to be something, I'm going to explain that in a second. But yeah. All right, so look, this is my theory. This is what I think is going on. I think this is a short film. I think that Kendrick Lamar and the female that was in the part of the video with him, I believe she represents hip hop. I also believe that him in the one scene with the GNX covered, the car covered in a red cover, I think that symbolizes something happened or is about to happen in that scene, right? I think that he's going to pull up on someone. Now, how does this relate to SZA walking past the 6 doors and going to number 6? I think the guy looks similar to Drake, and the reason is a big reason for that he looks similar to Drake, because if you look at Kendrick's scene and you look at his scene with the guy who's similar to Drake, if you look at that scene, they're two different scenes, and they're two different ideologies in the scene. One is Kendrick is saying that he's in love with this girl and that he only needs this one girl. SZA looks like a call girl, and she's pulling up on Drake. The different aesthetics of the scenes where Kendrick looks like he's in love, Drake looks like it's a fantasy, right? She's providing a fantasy for him. That's basically what it is. It's kind of like saying that she's definitely deaf walking towards the door. You know what I'm saying? Because she could be the mole, she could be anything. But my theory is that she set him up. And something happened to the girl that Kendrick was with. And Kendrick is seeking out revenge. And I think that's going to be the next video. I think the next video is going to be him seeking out revenge on the guy that SZA set up. And I think that's why you see SZA dressed differently in another scene, and he pulls up in a GNX, where I think that he pulls the red thing off of the GNX, and now he pulls up on SZA. SZA either gets in the car or she tells him the information he needs to know, and then he takes it from there. That's my theory of what I believe is going to happen altogether. I believe that Drake represents the pop culture, pop music or pop culture or whatever you want to call it, and Kendrick Lamar represents hip hop, and I believe the two women represents two different things in the video. You know what I'm saying? So that's my theory. But thank y'all for joining me, man. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace. Bye.